Good morning to everyone. So, with the knowledge of superposition theorem statement, if the linear bilateral network contains more than one independent sources, whatever the response, whether it is in voltage across a resistor or current through the any branch, is nothing but the sum of individual responses. Okay, individual responses caused by the independent source acting alone, while the other sources will be other independent sources will be reduced to zero. Okay, so based upon this knowledge we are going to try to solve a few numericals, okay, in this video. So in the starting I am considering the superposition theorem with DC excitation. Later we will shift to the AC excitation. In the given problem they are asking you to find out what is the current Ix. Here Ix is the current, nothing but it is flowing through the 9 ohms resistor. Okay, by using your superposition theorem. Later verify your result through the nodal analysis. Okay, so when you observe this circuit we are having total two sources, both are independent sources. One is the voltage source and another one is your current source. With the previous knowledge we have to consider one source at a time. The remaining source should be in reduced to 0. So as a step 1 I am going to consider what is the response because of the 3 volts voltage source. So I am redrawing the circuit by considering the 3 volts voltage source alone. When I am considering 3 volts voltage source, the current source will be open circuited. Okay, so since there is no element here or further elements are connected here, so I am just redrawing the circuit. When you observe the circuit it will be like this. Okay, so the circuit will having only the two resistors, okay, which are connected in series. So the same Ix current is flowing through the 6 ohms resistor also, so it is acting as a series element. Okay, as per your Ohm's law, if I want to find out the current, it is nothing but the voltage divided by the total resistance. Here the voltage is nothing but 3 volts and the total resistance will be 15 ohms. Okay, so the current will be nothing but 3 divided 15, it is nothing but 1 by 5, nothing but 0.2 amperes. So 0.2 amperes is the current because of your 3 volts voltage source. Okay, so next as a step 2 I am going to consider in the main circuit only the 2 amperes current source. The remaining 3 volts voltage source will be short circuited with my previous knowledge. So I am redrawing the circuit again. So this is the circuit. Okay, I am shortening the voltage source. The rest of the elements will be same. Okay, since it is a current source, whatever the current flowing till this node, okay, till this node or junction, it will be 2 amperes. Once it reaches to this node, it having two paths, that is 6 ohms resistive path as well as 9 ohms resistive path. So by applying your current division principle, if I want to find out what is the current flowing through the 9 ohms resistor, simply we are applying the current division principle, nothing but total current multiplied by the opposite resistance divided by total resistance. So here whatever the current flowing in the circuit, when it is in parallelly connected, it depends upon the opposite resistance. Okay, if it is an opposite resistance is very high, okay, if the opposite resistance is very high, the current flowing in our branch it should be high. Okay, since it offers the high resistive path, the current flows through that branch is very low, so maximum of current will try to flow through our branch. Okay, so the current division principle depends upon the opposite resistance. So 2 into 16 divided by 2 into 6 divided by 15, so it's nothing but 4 divided 5, nothing but 0.8 amperes. Because of 2 amperes current source, 0.8 amperes is flowing through your 9 ohms resistor, and 3 volts your it is around 0.2 amperes. As per the superposition theorem, it is the total current is nothing but the algebraic sum of the individual responses here. So 0.2 plus 0.8 is nothing but your 1 ampere of current is flowing through your 9 ohms resistors when these two elements are acting alone. In the continuation of your problem, they are asking you to verify the result by your nodal analysis. So to verify the result through the nodal analysis, it is very difficult to um, solve this problem through the nodal analysis. That's why by applying the source transformation method. Source transformation method is nothing but when any voltage source connected in series with a resistor, it should be converted to the current source connected a resistor in parallel. So I'm just redrawing the same circuit. Okay, redrawing the same circuit. Up to this point it is common. So whatever the voltage source is there, it is converted to the current source. The series resistor will be converted into the parallel resistor. Okay, so I have the voltage, I have the resistor. To find out the current, okay, to find out the current, V divided by 6, sorry, 3 divided by 6 is nothing but the 1 by 2, nothing but 0.5 amperes. Okay, 0.5 amperes current source which is in parallel with your 6 ohms resistor. So if you observe this circuit, even though you can able to observe 4 legs or 4 branches here, but the common point is only one. So we are having only single node here. So I am considering the nodal voltage as V1. Okay, I am considering the nodal voltage as V1. So by applying your current, whatever the nodal analysis is there, okay, whatever the nodal analysis is there, whatever the current flowing towards the node is positive, and if it is flowing away from the node, it will be considered as negative. Whatever the sum of incoming and outgoing currents at a node or junction, it should be equals to 0. Okay, so I'm considering here the current flowing towards this resistor is away from the junction. Okay, away from the junction. And current because of these sources will be considered as towards the node. Okay, you may consider like this: one direction you may consider the incoming currents, and one other direction you may consider the, and left hand side you may consider incoming currents, and right hand side you may consider the outgoing currents. Even it isn't fine, because the sum of the, if you considering it is in left hand side, it will be minus. So anyway it is same. Okay, now I am considering the nodal analysis. So for nodal analysis, the current flowing away from the circuit, V divided by 6 ohms in this branch. So voltage divided by resistance is nothing but your current here again. And for 9 ohms resistor, V1 divided by 9. Since again this is also an outgoing current, both will be positive. Okay, both will be positive at this point. If I am considering the incoming current also, then it will be negative, and this is in positive. So I am considering left and right hand sides. So for ease of understanding, I am just simply write one more step here. 0.5 minus V1 divided by 6 minus V1 divided by 9 plus 2.5 equals to 0. When I am considering this, so V1 divided by 6 plus V1 divided by 9 is nothing but, because I am taking these two on right hand side, so equals to 2.5. Okay, then you can able to understand this. Okay, so I am just taking it a common V1 and adding these two things, nothing but 5 by 18 equals to 2.5. So when I am calculating the V1, okay, by applying simple mathematics, I am getting the V1 as 9 volts. Okay, V1 as 9 volts. Here if the voltage is 9 volts and the resistance is 9 ohms, the current flown is nothing but Ix is nothing but V1 divided by 9, nothing but your 1 ampere. This is the same current we have got through your superposition theorem. So by this we can say that our result by the superposition theorem is good. Okay. So the points remembered in this problem is whatever the current flowing towards your node, okay, whatever the current flowing towards your node is considered as positive, and which is flowing away from your node, it will be considered as negative. And the sum of incoming and outgoing currents at a node, it should be equals to 0. Okay. So this is with respect to the voltage source as well as a current source.